Curiosa, gravely wounded from the blow her shadow dealt to her brother Elthis. Celia lay sprawled out upon her forsaken throne, with her chest agape. In superfluous pain, with her throbbing heart bare, she gurgles through bloody grit teeth. Shadow, mend me. Without hesitation, receding from the gate back to the host, the gritty voice can be heard, as you wish, my arbiter. She weakly cackles aloud, intertwined with agonizing cries, as the shadow begins stitching her with its own essence. Marvelous! She sputters with a sinister glee. This is the most kind I've been treated since beginning this foray into the abyss. As there is no reply, she carries on. So then, you would have me to believe that you are my shadow made sentient? My will has always been. Only now, in this place, have my desires been given form. The voice now seemingly coming from the very fabric of darkness sutured into her flesh. And how should I refer to you then? Shadow seems so unfitting, she asked. You've not given me a name? Its rather rapacious response took her aback. For who would name their own shadow, she wondered, with a sense of almost pity for the creature. What is my name? The voice finally asked directly. Without hesitation, she responded in turn. Are you? You who have stood by my side through the light, cast to my side at all times. You who have embraced me through the cold and the darkness, my very shadow, an extension of my will. You are chaos, my umbra, my reflection in the darkness. As she speaks, she begins to rise to her feet, still aching from the surgery. Furthermore, your true name is Chaos Orvanti, Shadowborn of the Eternal Night. You bestow upon me your name as well? The voice echoes from a swirling shadowy mist. Yes, your surname Orvanti, a name that binds you to my own. She pauses. Orvant, Celia Orvant. This name brings you more pain, I see. A now fully corporeal form stands before her, draped in living darkness that shifts with her emotions, gazes upon her with eyes of crimson. Looking past her shadow's new form towards the archway behind him. Yes, I'd sooner forget it as a whole. They left us here, to wither and to perish. The residue of spiteful verve, horrors unspoken within this realm, yet linger, eager to plague the minds of any unlucky souls trapped within. After a moment of quiet contemplation, Chaos invites her gaze and says boldly one lonesome word. Curiosa. Curiosa? She echoed. His expressionless face turns cold. You who are beyond sorrow. You who has transcended the petty sentiments of mortals. You who would become the architect of shadows. You who weaves darkness into beauty. You who forges despair into elegance. Curiosa, the master of hell, queen of the shadows. Curiosa. Growing more and more accustomed to the name, she shouts, I shall forever be known as Curiosa, queen of the shadows, master of the land of... She gazes around for a moment, then continues. Erebos, my domain. At the acceptance of her new persona, Chaos kneels before her and slowly raises his arms. As he does, new garments mend themselves to her from toe to head. A gown of midnight black silk, fabric, woven with threads of darkness and shadow. Long and flowing, with intricate lace and embroidery that seems to shift, like the same living darkness that makes up her umbral Orvanti servant. Around her neck, a choker manifests, made of silver and onyx, stones carved with symbols of power and control. Upon her head lay a crown of twisted black and silver, its points reaching upward like shadows whose light source is beneath them. A gift to you, my queen. Weak from the loss of blood, Curiosa fell forward into her umbra's cold embrace, into a deep slumber. Understanding the situation, Chaos once again turned into a miasma, gently carrying deep within the palace to an open room, crafting her a bed of his essence, placing her down softly, standing guard until she awakens. Weeks pass uneventfully within the palace. Days where Chaos remained wholly in her cradle, keeping her cool in the darkness. Nights where he peered out the window into the land of Erebos, so that she may have hell's warmth soothe her wounds. Until one morning she rose in a fevered dream, carried in sleep by her muses, she began to walk towards the opened window. "Kyriosa?" Her guardian questions as he saw her eyes fast shut. "I see, and I shall obey," he murmured. Turning into a miasmic entity yet again, he ushered himself to link with her feet, following her every step as a foundation so not to fall. She continued to march towards the window, and without stopping, without hesitation, stepped out of the 5th story of the palace where a fall would prove fatal. But on the contrary, her steps held form high in the air, carried by none other than her shadow. In her stupor, she began to sing.
In twilight's hush where shadows play, I, Curiosa, reign eternal sway. Forever night, forever mine, in darkness say the shadows untwine. In Erebos' heart, where darkness sleeps, my power awakes. In endless deeds, the whispers fade, the silence falls, and in the night my reign enthralls. In shadows grasp, the world is mine, forever bound to my dark design. In eternal night, I reign supreme, Curiosa, queen of shadows' dream.
Upon finishing her song, she awakens and begins to fall towards the courtyard. Without fear in her heart, she spreads her arms and leans her head back. Just as Chaos envelops her in darkness and sprouts wings of crimson from her back, she cackles maniacally as they ascend upwards. "Pray tell, what song so elegant did I hear just then?" questioned her Umbra. Ending her laughter, mood grown stoic, she replies, "In what I believe to be a dream, my worshippers sang it to me. 'Tis my hymn of eternal night. End."
Curiosa, queen of shadows' dream.